It's episode 5 of the MSPT podcast presented by Poker News. I'm Chad Holloway, joined by Kyna England once again in the Venetian Poker Live studio. I wish we could do this here every week, Kyna.
This is really fun to come here and film.
It's been fun. When we were here last time, the Nevada Poker State Championship was going to get underway out there. It's done now. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Who won some of the, well, not won the side events. I actually talked with Kathy Liebert and Josh Reichard, who we talked about last episode. So I'll have
But
both.
we'll talk about every episode.
It does seem that way. We're going to talk about an interview with both of those that I did just outside here. We're going to talk about the Wisconsin Poker State Championship, which took place in my home state, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Potawatomi Casino. Talk about the winners there. Some other stories, current POY race, and some upcoming stops. But kind of let's talk about the stop that was here, the Nevada Poker State Championship. You played in this one, $1,100 buy-in.
Yeah. I tried on Friday. I only was going to try once. I ended up trying Saturday too, but I tried Friday and I always do this. I like a lot of chips and then I was like, 5 from the money. I just, something in me implodes and I'm like, no, this isn't enough chips. But it was really fun. I had a good time playing. I always love playing here at the Venetian. I think this is one of my favorite places in Vegas to play for sure.
I'm not going to lie. This is a true story. I was out to dinner and somebody said, oh, did Kyna bag last night? I said, no, she busted. And they're like, really? She had piles. I said, she can do that sometimes.
I do that. I implode.
But I did see you had constellation cats.
Yes.
This was on your Instagram. I pulled it. There's going to be a picture on the screen.
Yeah.
So you just get to go home and you get surrounded by cats.
Well, I'm known for my slot content and my cat content, not so much my poker content. You know what I mean? But yes, I got some kitty cat cuddles and went to bed. And it was my friend Jamie Kerster's birthday. So the next day we had a really nice, fun party time. And we tried again to no luck. None of us bagged. But it was still a good time. It's always, like I said, always fun to play here.
The inaugural Nevada Poker State Championship here at the Venetian ended up getting 522 runners.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it ended up being the largest MSPT that they've had here at the Venetian in September.
Yeah.
It's usually kind of like a down time of the year.
Yeah.
But they surpassed the guarantee.
That's great.
It's a big number for that time of year. It was won by one Miguel Lopez, taking it down for almost $87,000. And then a guy I know very well, I'm sure you do too, Darren Rabinowitz, finished in second place for almost $64,000.
You did that weird. Rabinowitz, I think it is.
Rabinowitz?
I don't.
Sorry,
I mean,
I've always said Rabinowitz, but
which way is correct? I don't know.
I'm sure you're right. I mean, it's like I do on the Poker News podcast. I butcher names all the time.
Yeah, that's the only reason I pointed it out. But didn't that Miguel guy? He had he was chip leader one of the days, right?
He was.
So rare to see chip leader win too.
He was the start of the day chip leader coming into day 2.
Oh, sick overall chip leader.
Yeah, 59 players returning for day 2. In that one, I did catch up with a couple people, as I mentioned. One was Kathy Liebert, who, of course, was nominated for the Poker Hall of Fame. Just an absolute legend.
Yeah, we love Kathy.
Yeah, she took a time out of her break to chat with me. This was during play, I think, on day 1C. Check it out. All right, Chad Holloway here at the MSPT Nevada Poker State Championship at the Venetian with an absolute legend, Kathy Liebert. Poker Cat. It's a pleasure for me, really, it is.
Thanks, Chad.
How's it going for you here in this tournament?
Well, I'm on my second bullet. I had a lot of chips in my first one and ran kind of badly. But I'm still in second bullet, and we're getting closer to the finishing for day 2.
Yeah,
getting close.
That's right. We're on break right now, and I know you had some success here at the Venetian. A few weeks ago, you took down a tournament here.
Yeah.
And when was that? Was it the seniors event?
It was the seniors.
Yeah.
I didn't play with old folks.
I think what people don't realize about you is you love to play that. You've been playing, I don't know if you play every day, but it sure seems like it. And you've been doing it for a long time.
I don't play every day. I play when I feel like it. But yeah, I still like to play. I still enjoy it. Still play.
And I know this summer you were nominated for the Poker Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
What's it mean for you to get, a nomination into something like, obviously a win would be better. I think you deserve to be in that.
Oh, well, thanks.
And hopefully it comes. But what's it like to be nominated?
No, it's nice because I think I've been nominated every year for quite a few years because the women support me.
Right.
Because they said, okay, she's been around a long time. She's had a lot of success, and this is where it shows some support.
Right.
So that's very nice.
Speaking of women, you were once on the top of the women's all-time money list.
Yeah.
You're currently in third,
Right.
and that is because Vanessa Selps and Kristen Foxen are ahead of you now.
Right.
And they just swapped. It used to be Vanessa Selps, but
Right.
recently Kristen Foxen took the lead.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're aware of, and are you familiar with those two?
Yeah, I heard she had a really big score at the Triton for like $1 million or something, and that's great. Chrissy's really great player, and she plays high rollers, and I'm sure she's just going to keep racking them up, and she's going to be probably unpassable very soon. But there's a lot of good women players that are playing high stakes and high rollers these days, and I'll probably keep going down the list, but I'll probably stay in the top 10 for a long time anyway.
I would,
even though I'll move down over time, because I'm not playing the high rollers. I just enjoy playing locally for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing people might not realize, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were the first female poker player to ever win $1 million, $1 million score.
Right. Well, we actually made a deal. It was $1 million guaranteed for first way back in the day. This was before WPT. It was 2002. Steve Lipscomb was first televised poker tournament, and it was advertised $1 million for first, and I won it. It was $90,000 for second, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, back then the prize pools weren't like they are today, that's for sure. And there weren't high rollers like there are today either.
That's right. Was it on a cruise ship?
Yes, it was.
Remember?
Party Poker Million. First big tournament televised for the Travel Channel. And the next year they started the WPT. It was 2002.
Right. Was it limit hold'em?
It was limit hold'em. So this is 2025. That was like 23 years ago. I guess I am old, huh?
Yeah, but you're still crushing it. I'm happy to see it. And I don't want to take any more time. Good luck in this MSPT, and love to see you take one of these down.
Thank you.
All right, Kathy Liebert wasn't the only one I caught up with. And remember last episode we talked a lot about Josh Reichard because it was in this studio that he won the MSPT title over the summer.
Yeah, the major.
Showed a couple hands. Well, I decided, you know what? Josh was just outside the room. Why not get him back in here for a little one-on-one?
We did an interview with you?
You told me. Remember what you told me? You're like, you're going to have to roll up on Josh because he's probably not going to just, schedule something with you.
Right.
And that's what it was he was in. There was a break coming up in 20 minutes. I texted him. I'm like, hey, will you chat with me just for a little bit on the break? He said, sure. So here's my interview with MSPT Hall of Famer Josh Reichard. All right, I am here with MSPT Hall of Famer and a good friend of mine. We're a long way from Wisconsin, Josh Reichard.
Hey, Chad. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we're here at the Venetian in the beautiful studio. You played here. In fact, last episode, we featured some clips of some hands that you played, and you're here back playing in the Nevada Poker State Championship. What's it like to be back here where, you're not the defending champ per se, but the last time the MSPT was here, you did win.
Yeah, it's good. Hopefully I can get back into this room come Sunday. That'll be fun. I've had, in the old Venetian room, it was one of the poker rooms in the country where I was definitely a loser. So it's nice to have something good happen at Venetian.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit, what inspired you to come all the way from Wisconsin out here? I know that you're in that Player of the Year race and a former Player of the Year. I know you're good friends with Jake Long. We've had him on the podcast before, and he talked about this kind of motivation and bets that you guys have against each other.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard. I know you've heard the side bets we have. That's main reason I'm here.
Yeah.
It's not bad to get out to Vegas and have a vacation poker trip anyways, but I wouldn't be here if not for those bets. And it's been too much of a grind, definitely. So I've learned from making this bet that in the future I will not be doing another bet like that because I just want to be home and chill. I'm dreading leaving home and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, it's getting to that point. We're at that age where we don't want to travel and grind so much, and you certainly do. WPT champ, you MSPT Hall of Famer, have come close to that bracelet on several occasions. Is that the next hope, if you will?
Yeah, that's always for a while, that's probably been the goal on top of my list, poker-wise, is a WSOP bracelet, just because it'd be nice to have one and take that monkey off the back, and it's just a big accomplishment. They're hard to win, but the fields are massive, for the most part, unless you're playing really high buy-ins, which even if you are, they're still incredibly hard to win, so.
Let me ask you, you're somebody who's been around the MSPT a very long time. In fact, I remember back to your first win was at Ho Chunk Casino in Wisconsin. I made that final table as well, finished in 5th. You won that. You won your second title here, as we mentioned, over the summer. But you grind a lot, you play a lot, you see a lot of these players. Jake is a guy who is kind of broken onto the scene a little bit this year, right? Is there anybody else on the MSPT that you see that is kind of a watch out for that guy, or just somebody that's really impressed you?
You say anybody else, it implies Jake isn't just a fish on a heater.
Touche.
No, up and comers on MSPT. Yeah, there's probably some here and there. Nobody I would say specifically that's coming to mind.
Sure. Well, how about this? I got one that just came to my mind. He's not up and comer. He's been around, so it's kind of the flip. But I know he's a friend of yours.
Okay.
How was it to see Farm Boy finally break through and get a win?
That's awesome. I think when I first met Farm Boy, he didn't really take the game very seriously. He had more money and just liked to gamble and didn't even really try and was just there giving action, having fun. So it's nice to see him actually like lock in and try to play some good poker and have some success with it.
And then last question, because we're doing this on a break from the tournament, is looking back from those early days of the MSPT, because you've been around a long time, to now, and even having won the first major of the new rebranded MSPT, has the tour become a lot tougher? You've played at pretty much every stop. What's your thoughts on kind of just the evolution of the MSPT from when you first started playing to where it stands today?
I would say the game in general has evolved and got tougher. I don't think the MSPT has gotten tougher relative to like other tournaments.
Sure.
I think it's still one of the more recreational friendly tours out there, and it's probably less competitive than a lot of tours. Not to take away from it, but it's like the way it's headed to where it's having all these majors, all these 7-figure prize pools and stuff. Maybe it'll start getting people to travel more. The thing where like a lot of like professionals from around the country don't travel to MSPT is because it's usually 1-1100 main.
Right.
It helps to have like a series of tournaments around it, and it's doing that. MSPT's been going to that a little more at some of the stops too, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it get tougher, but as of right now, I wouldn't say that it's tougher. I mean, the Vegas tournaments are always pretty tough, but in general, I wouldn't say.
If you want the soft ones, go to Iowa. That's what I always tell people.
Yeah, anywhere in the middle part of the country is just a lot of fun poker to be played.
Well, cool. Josh, I appreciate you taking the time. You're an MSPT legend. You're a Wisconsin poker legend and a good friend of mine. So go out there and get another one.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you to Josh Reichard. He did end up finishing in 27th place in the Nevada Poker State Championship for $3,144. Ended up getting some Player of the Year points. He was in third place. However, once again, Jake Long and Umut Ozturk, who are sitting second and first on the leaderboard respectively, also made the money, also got points, and they both went deep. So Umut Ozturk busted in 18th place, and Jake Long finished in 17th place. Very reminiscent of, I think it was in St. Louis where they both final tabled, and one busted fourth. Jake did. That's when he joined us on the podcast. And then Umut took fifth. And same kind of thing here. They both got the same amount of Player of the Year points, so there was no, they increased their lead over the rest. But in terms of their race, it pretty much stayed the same.
Yeah, they're giving each other a run for their money, so.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let me see. I'm going to pull up and see some of the other people who cashed the tournament here at the Venetian. There were, 59 players who cashed the tournament. Some of the names that I recognize going through: David Larson, Irene Carey, Stan Lee, Joe Bartholdi.
Billy Kopp. He's not usually here.
Billy Kopp cashed. We'll go.
Ryan Steiner, two-time Arizona State champion.
That's
Ryan
right.
Steiner. And we talked a lot. I played with him. We talked a lot about the Arizona stop and like how excited people were for that.
Yeah, we talking about Talking Stick down in the Phoenix area with MSPT. Terry Fleischer, always crushing here at the Venetian. Umut Ozturk, Jake Long, as I mentioned, Kafir Nahum.
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse Aganuma, Millie Maker Jesse, right?
You know what's crazy too? Jesse was at my table on the Friday I played, and he bought in late, and he like just waited. Like he blinded down so hard, and then like he had something like 8 blinds, and then I doubled him up. He had a flush draw, he hit on me, and I had like middle pair, and then he waited again and blinded down, and then doubled up, and he just kept doing it. And look, what did he get? That's crazy. And then he gets 13th place.
Yeah, almost $7,000.
What a stud.
Nick Papillo finished one spot better for the same price, same amount. Kafir Nahum, 15th place for $57.50. He's a former MSPT main event champ from the days I worked for the tour.
He's always around the Venetian too.
Yeah, he's I think one of the, I'd have to go back and look. I don't want to say he was the inaugural MSPT Venetian champ, but he is one of the early ones. Sammy Beckerhead made the final table. Sammy the dealer. He was the
Oh, yeah,
2023 NAPT champ. If you the same year you won the ladies event over there.
I see Sammy around a lot now here too. It's funny though, because we talk about Potawatomi being your stop, and I feel like now like the Venetian is my stop because like I know all these people and like who the Venetian regulars are. It's really fun.
Yeah, so congratulations to all those players. The MSPT is going to be returning here to the Venetian in the new year. It's going to kick off season 17, January 1st through the 4th. It's the New Year's Poker Open. The guarantee and the exact details are to be determined, but should be out very soon. But that'll be an exciting way to kick off season 17.
Yeah, for sure.
And the new year, 2026 already.
Wow, I know.
And-
Can we parlay back to Jake though and into MSPT, because didn't Jake win a side event too, and that like counts for points?
It does indeed. And so you're talking about the MSPT Wisconsin Poker State Championship at Milwaukee's Potawatomi Casino. It is where I was at just a few days ago. It was a big turnout, 1,698 entries, blew away the $1 million guarantee.
Is it less than the first time though? I think that's less.
Let me see, from earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
so I'm going to go back because of the last time it was at Potawatomi.
February.
Was February. And let's see, that was a $500,000 guarantee. And that tournament got 1,697.
Yeah,
It's got 1,698. It got
Oh,
one
really?
more. Yeah.
Oh, how sick. And I didn't even go. It's because I didn't go.
That's right. And I actually fired an extra bullet that I wasn't planning on. So I broke.
You did it.
I sent it to
Way to go, Chad. Way
You're
to go.
welcome, Brian. I actually didn't know that until we just looked that up. That
I
is pretty
actually
cool.
like on Friday at work too. I was looking at flights. I was like, well, it's $1,100. I could fly out Friday at like 5 after work, come back Sunday really late. But then I was like, no, it's too much of a scramble for one tournament.
Yeah, well, they had a handful of gold cards. I don't know off the top of my head because I got to still finish the results. But Jake Long, you mentioned, did win his first gold card.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in Player of the Year race, but he hasn't won that main event title yet. But he did take down event number 4, $400 mixed PLO, no limit hold'em, 104 runners, taking it down for $10,450. What's more, he defeated Josh Reichard.
Yeah, I saw
in
that's
heads
kind
up
of
play.
funny, huh? Yeah, two buddies going at it.
And of course, Josh, being the consummate professional and good friend that he is, just got in the winner's photo with the rest of the folks. So it was cool to see Jake take down that first gold card. There was some other side event winners. I know Farm Boy
won his third one.
Yeah, he's got 3 gold cards now, which puts him in second place behind Michael Starrick from San Diego. And there were some late winners. I'm pulling up the MSPT on X at MSPT Poker because they're posting the last side event winners. So before we get into the main event, let's see. You had Richard Yao of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, taking down.
Oh my God, I used to live there. That's where when I was like super young, me and my mom lived in Wisconsin and we lived in Wauwatosa.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I have this weird accent. Thanks, Wauwatosa.
He topped the field the 243 runners to take down the $200 last chance event. Which was one I did end up skipping because I was like, busted the tournament and I'm like, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
One of those. But he got $7,800 for that
I think
one.
the girls were in that one too. They were texting me from it. Let's see. Jackie?
I don't see no Jackie Burkhart on there. Oh no, I saw Joseph Banghart, which looks like Jackie Burkhart.
Oh, maybe that was the nightly they were talking about. There's so many events in these stops. It's actually pretty great. Like you go and you travel and you bust and you're like, what do I do? Do I go gamble in the pits? No. There's always another tournament to play. Lee won the seniors
yeah.
event.
So Lee Renskowski is out of Middleton, Wisconsin, and like when it comes to the Wisconsin poker scene, we always talk about Josh Reichard and some others, but Lee Renskowski, my apologies, has been crushing for quite a while, and he took down his side event number 9, $400 seniors event for $21,000, 265 runners in that one. That's just a name. Like I'm telling you right now, he's likely going to win an MSPT main event title at some point. Don't be surprised if he gains something in Vegas here.
I like to play with Lee too. I've been playing with him for a while and he's like a real good sport. And so I needle him all the time at the table. And I feel like it's almost like kind of a poker battle a little bit too, where it's like, oh, I got to beat Lee in this hand. I don't know. I don't feel like that about a lot of people, but for some reason, I'm just like, I'm going to beat Lee in this hand, like.
I like it. Kyle Guable of Rosedale, Wisconsin, took down to $200 monster stack for over $10,000.
Nice.
So the Wisconsin contingent doing well at the Wisconsin
Yeah, those
Poker
are some big, like,
State Championship.
for like a daily, for like a $200 daily, like winning 10K. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, so it actually, the one that I couldn't play because I was here in Vegas still, event number 1 was a $400 100 grand stack.
Yeah.
1,064 entries.
Oh, okay.
Was won by Spiro Lempisis for almost $65,000 for a $400 buy-in tournament. That is not too shabby at all. Michael Kovac, Gregory Armheim, Kyle Schwarten, Ellis Wong, taking down some side events. I actually played with Ellis Wong in the main event. He had won the $400 PLO monster stack for $6,700. He's a Wisconsin Madison poker community grinder, so a lot of people were happy to see him win, coming up and congratulating him, and it was just fun to play with. You know,
Cool.
One of those guys
Lots of
who,
friends, lots of heroes.
like, you know, you've played enough poker. Sometimes you're at a table full of assholes or people who are just miserable and whatnot.
Sometimes you are those people.
True. And it wasn't, because I actually got to, at that same table, it was the highlight of my day 1B, is my good friend Joan Sandoval, who is an MSPT Gold Card winner from, I think, East Chicago, got sat to my immediate left. And Joan and I always have a good time. We like to drink. So, you know, we have, of course, had some drinks. And then she got just absolutely brutal hand where she got it in with kings against aces and aces.
Oh.
And it was for heaps, and unfortunately she didn't catch a
At least
king.
you're live.
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, I told her, I said, I thought for sure a king was going to hit, but it wasn't meant to be. And so unfortunately, you know, that put an end to our run on day 1B. I did fire away day 1B, busted after late reg. I ran into I ran my 10s into pocket queens of Big Red, who his last name is, I want to say, Hetland. Young player, 22-year-old. I think he's from Seattle, had flew in. He ended up cashing the tournament. In fact, I'll tell you his name because since I know that he cashed, I can look it up. His name is Hayden Hetland of Everett, Washington. He ended up finishing in 135th. Took some bad beats on day 2. Let me see.
Can't click it?
I can't, no.
Oh.
Oh, there I can. Yep. Where's his profile?
Oh, I see why that's his name.
Yeah, I can see why his name is Big Red. It was his first MSPT stop, it looks like, or at least his first 2 MSPT cashing in his side event, and then that deep run in the main event. Great player, got to play with him. Another one of those names to watch out for. But the winner of the tournament at the MSPT Wisconsin Poker State Championship.
Maurice Hawkins?
Thankfully, no. But Maurice did go deep.
I was so excited to talk about Maurice Hawkins and hear him like refer to bitch ass Chad Holloway on the MSPT podcast.
I mean, he was in proximity when I was playing, but there were no, you know, we didn't have any overlap at the actual stop. When they did make the final table, I did put out a tweet. You know, it was a final table of 9, and I put out a tweet saying there are 8 very deserving individuals. I can't wait to see who wins. And
You jerk. You got to instigate it. He hates us so much. Well, he likes me okay. I'm okay. You know, I think, right, Maurice? I'm okay. He definitely watches. Too.
He did bust in 9th place for $27,000. It was a stacked final table. Frank Lagadish, Loki Abood, a Minnesota poker legend, Andrew Loomis, who plays in the lacrosse poker scene, and Greg Shuda ended up taking it down for $232,000.
Oh, they did a deal?
Yeah, he did a deal with Michael Raubel out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So the top 3 all from Wisconsin, $202,000 for him. So
sick for second place.
yeah, it was a great tournament. It's very exciting for us in the Wisconsin poker scene. Josh Reichard, I know, did bag. So made day 2, he got 176th place.
Angela, too.
Yeah, for 50 more POY points. Angela ended up finishing 140th. She got 75 POY points. But once again, Umut Ozturk, always going deep. He finished in 41st place for almost $5,000. But more importantly to him, 550 Player of the Year points. Jake Long, I don't think played in the championship event. If I remember, he had some other obligations. So Umut was able to add to his lead. He now sits atop the season 16 Player of the Year race with 8,917 POY points, ahead of Jacob Long, 7,752. So almost a 1,200 point lead.
It's so crazy how how high the points get now because there's so many events. I think when I won Player of the Year, it was like not even 3,000 points. I don't remember, but definitely not in the close to 10,000 points.
Yeah, it's interesting. Josh Reichard now in third. Well, he's still in third with 5,539. So he is a ways behind, 3,400 points behind. This has been a tight race, but it is starting to, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stops left in season 16. So it's coming down to the wire, but Jacob Long or Josh Reichard is going to need to do something here in one of these stops. Fortunately, they've got some big ones coming up to do it, starting with this next weekend at Battle Creek, Michigan, Firekeepers Casino, the Spade Poker Championship, $1.5 million guaranteed tournament. This is the second major of the MSPT, and October 7th through the 12th. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, be fun.
I'm going to be there. I don't get to play, unfortunately, but I am going to stop by. We're going to do some interviews. We'll do some footage, give you a behind-the-scenes look in next episode. And, pretty excited to get back to Firekeepers. I haven't been there since before the pandemic.
And you're going to try the Detroit-style pizza, right?
I'm a thin crust kind of guy. I'm not going to lie.
I don't really care for it, but like some people say that they like it a lot. And it was decent there at the casino.
Yeah, it's at the casino.
Well, I mean, they had it at like the sports bar when I went there last.
I would probably do that. I don't want to go out of my way.
No, yeah.
It's a drive to. It's not in Detroit technically. It's like 90 minutes.
It'd be like a fun video. You could do like a pizza, like the burger challenge. You got the pizza challenge.
That's true. And speaking of which, that's a good shout out because I almost forgot to mention the winner of our MSPT Burger giveaway. We had 50 entries in this. They sold like 150 burgers, but a third of those people actually took the time to take a picture, enter the giveaway, and we put together a video that was fun where we selected the winner. Check it out. Hey everybody, Chad Holloway from the MSPT podcast presented by Poker News, here to announce the winner of our giveaway for a seat into this weekend's MSPT Wisconsin Poker State Championship at Potawatomi Casino in Milwaukee. I will be there. This is courtesy of the MSPT and Players Bar. They put on the MSPT Burger for a whole week, and nearly 50 of you came out. I got all the photos, all the submissions, and I've compiled them and done a random number generator to determine our winner. And I will post that video, but I also wanted to share this video where we're going to show all the photos, and the last photo that we show is going to be our winner. Check it out. All right, so there you have it. Christine Cass was the winner of the MSPT Burger giveaway. I loved her photo at the, I wonder if she knew she was going to win, if she would have taken the photo that she did, was like a, but she was a good sport. She played on day 1B. Unfortunately, didn't get too much going. Busted around the dinner break, I believe. They did get a great photo of her in action, and she had never played in any kind of anything outside of a bar tournament. She had never played before.
Yeah, good for her. Congratulations.
And thank you to everybody who took the time to enter. It was a great burger, a lot of positive feedback. The turnout was great, and so hopefully the MSPT will consider doing something similar in the future. And you had an idea about we should do an MSPT pizza or something.
I mean, when it's in Indiana, see if they'll do it there. Who do we need to know somebody though that runs a pizza place? I don't know. I'll look around.
Well, speaking of people we do know the people over at Tilted Compass.
Tilted Compass, yes. Tilted Compass is a great company. They provide all the MSPT gear. So if you really love the MSPT, you can go on their website. I think it's tilted-compass.com. Get a cool hoodie, cool MSPT hoodie. And they sell really great backpacks made for poker players. I actually use mine to travel a lot when I'm going on a quick overnight trip because it comes with a phone charger built in and a tile so you can keep track and AirTag. And it has all sorts of locking features. It's just made for poker players. So check them out, Tilted Compass. You can use code KYNA for 15% off. Like my mom just did because she bought a hoodie too. So thanks, Mom.
Ah, yeah, I did see the picture of that. So with your mom in the hoodie. And congratulations to Kyle and Britta at Tilted Compass who either just got married or getting married this weekend. I can't remember the specifics, but
that's exciting.
Yeah, they're tying the knots.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and very excited for them. And now speaking of code words, because you just shared yours to save 15% off at Tilted Compass, we do have this giveaway for an NAPT Gold Pass valued at $10,000 for a package to the upcoming November NAPT at Resorts World. This is a giveaway that's been taking place across the Poker News podcast and the MSPT podcast presented by Poker News, in which we give away a code word. There are over 10 episodes. You take the code word from each one. So you put the words together. You will get a code phrase that at the end, on October 23rd, will be the final episode. You will send that code to me and you will be entered to win. You can also earn extra entries by giving us a review here, the MSPT podcast presented by Poker News. Send me a screenshot. You'll get an extra entry. Terms and conditions apply. There are details in the article. I'll link to them in the show notes. But for this week's code word,
We better got a better word this week.
what was it last time?
No,
It
we
just
can't say.
is.
You can't.
Oh yeah, well that they don't know where that falls in. They have to still go back. That's right. Well, this one is more applicable because it is poker.
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 That's a great code word.
Makes sense, right?
Poker.
So there you have it. That is the 6 out of the 10 code words. So we're getting towards the end, and you're just going to have to tune in to the upcoming Poker News podcasts. There's one more of the MSPT podcast presented by Poker News that will have a code word. That will be the Wednesday, October 22nd episode, so our next episode. And then, as I mentioned, on the 23rd, the following day, the last code word will drop on the Poker News podcast, and that is when you will have your chance to get in and possibly win a $10,000 gold pass to the NAPT. So I'm excited. Like, it's a lot of work.
NAPT. Yeah, I know this is the MSPT podcast, but I do love the NAPT because it's here in Vegas. I don't have to travel, and I love Resorts World too, almost as much as I love the Venetian.
Well, the good news is that the NAPT does not conflict with any MSPT stuff.
No, it doesn't. I was thinking,
Nope.
yeah, you're right, because there's a break.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a
that's
break.
nice.
So
Yeah.
we mentioned Firekeepers is coming up, and right after that, October 9th through the 19th, you have the Canadian Poker Championship, the MSPT visiting Canada for the very first time at Playground, Montreal, Canada, $1 million guarantee there. And then October 28th through November 2nd will be Riverside Casino in Iowa. This is where I finished third the last time they were there. $300,000 guarantee. And you finished third there as well.
Too.
Yeah. And so join us. Turn out and see if you can join this third place club.
Yeah.
I unfortunately won't make it back. I'm going to be, I think, in Texas at that time on
fun.
a commitment. So, but then back to your old neck of the woods, Ameristar East Chicago, $300,000 guarantee.
I am not from East Chicago, okay? Don't lump me in with there, okay? It's a great casino. That's all.
What? Just Chicago?
East Chicago's Indiana.
Well, yes, but those who are, to everybody else who, it's like people are saying like Vegas, in Henderson. No, it's Henderson. Well, it's yes, but to me outside is Vegas.
It's Indiana. It's like a different state.
It's fair. They do
Not Chicago. I'm from the North Shore of
the
Chicago.
fancy part.
Yes.
Fancy town.
Not East Chicago, but I did go to the casino a lot there because you've got the Horseshoe and you've got the Ameristar, and the casinos there are fine.
All right.
Nice.
Yes, it is safe in Chicago to go play some poker. And then the year will end, season 16, December 2nd through the 14th, the Winter Poker Classic Series at Running Aces Casino in Columbus, Minnesota, $600,000 guarantee there. So, yeah, that's what's coming up.
Here we are.
And then one last story I want to talk about here, Kyna, is the new world rankings.
Oh, yeah, I saw those. Oh, yeah, cool.
I think it is pretty cool.
I mean, we aren't going back far enough for it to be cool, okay? We looked at it the other day, just the girls and I, and Angela's on there. She's 17. I'm like all the way at 87th though, because I think it's like GPI. It's running. It goes 2 years. You earn less points. Like points start to fall off and become worth less as the time goes on. So it's covering, I think, the past 2 years.
You're in 102nd.
Well, after this event, yes, when it first came out.
Yeah. They update it after every main event. So this is right after the Wisconsin Poker State Championship. I am in 80th place, Kyna. I'm ahead of you right now, thanks to my
Your third place finish at Riverside, Iowa.
That's about it, too. Let's see. Let's go to the top. Umut Ozturk, of course, is on top. He's got a world ranking of 202.93. That's his score. Jake Long is the next closest at 123.49. So Josh Reichard, DJ Buckley are the only other two players above the 100 mark right now. And so how it works, for those who are wondering, so it is, the world ranking system is basically rating the performance level of all MSPT players, whether or not you play one or if you play them all. It was launched on September 29th of 2025. They're based on a player's position in MSPT main events over a 50 main event period, which is roughly 2 years. So like kind of like you mentioned about the rankings. That's how they will change. New rankings are calculated every time a main event finishes, which is like almost every weekend at this point. And then there's just a point system. And then how it's going to work is at the end of 2026, or near the end, the exact date will be determined. The top 64 ranked players are going to earn a free seat, a free roll seat into a $20,000 heads-up tournament.
That's fun, yeah.
Yeah, at Running Aces Casino in December 2026, where it'll be like March Madness style almost, where whoever's ranked number 1 will take on whoever's ranked number 64. Whoever's second, 63, third, 62, so on and so forth.
What if all 64 people don't go?
Well, then they're going to have to figure that out. I assume it's going to be a bye. But yeah, who knows?
It'd be interesting to see,
It's incentive, right, for the free roll, and there'll be a lot of pride.
Like icons fly in.
They should
participate anyway.
They should have like MSPT Hall of Famers and former Player of the Years, like have first dibs to come in if
I like it.
if they're not ranked already in the top 64. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's a new something new.
It's cool how MSPT is innovating. We were talking about that in my chat, that they were always trying new things, trying to make poker more exciting, trying to find fun new things for the players to do, to participate in. It's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wrote about this when I wrote the article. They launched their own Hall of Fame. Back in the day, I was part of when we launched the MSPT magazine, which now, because of COVID, ended up folding. But that was something. The gold cards are new.
Yeah.
This world ranking system is new. The icon awards, the senior, like they're actually giving back to their players and to the community. Whereas some other tours might just be like, here's a ring. Good luck.
Ring.
And yeah, I don't know.
Take it somewhere you don't want to go.
I'm proud, of doing this podcast. I'm proud of having worked with the MSPT, and I just love the players. I just got to play with a bunch of them in Wisconsin. The amount of people that came up to me and just said that they're loving the podcast, even though we're only 5 episodes in, they're really enjoying it. And
that is awesome. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. I really do appreciate the support too. Every time I play with people that watch the podcast, it's always really fun and enjoyable. So thanks for watching us, guys.
Do us a favor, like, subscribe, give us a review, 5 stars. It really does help in the algorithm and in getting the word out. And remember, we're going to be back on October 22nd for the next episode, during which time we'll get to recap the MSPT Firekeepers, the first ever Canadian Poker Championship. Should be a lot of fun. Chad Holloway.
Kyna England.
And as they say on the MSPT, we're suited for players.